Church, Harry here again for your Take 5 today, and we're looking at Deuteronomy 28. And I don't know about you, but I was kind of reading through the chapter and I was pretty shocked. I mean, it was really, Moses is writing about the blessings that, if you follow God's commands, all the abundance of life that will come with that. But then he starts talking about the curses and all of the things that if we reject God, all of the things that might come onto us. And I was pretty staggered because going through it, what I saw was that the blessings was like yay big, only a few verses. But then the curses seemed to be a whole chunk. It was almost a whole full page in my Bible. And I thought, wow. But I guess the reality is that that's true of the world, isn't it? We know that actually there is so much darkness out there, so much stuff that draws us away from God. But actually, there is only one thing that brings us light and life, and that's God alone, isn't it? And I think we've been kind of dwelling in that space over the rest of this week, so it's interesting that it brings us to that today. But it reminded me a little bit about part of a film in The Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you've seen it or very familiar with it, but in summary, there's kind of this guy, this Frodo. He's got to get the ring to Mordor to destroy it and save all of this Middle Earth. And Frodo's on his journey, and part of his journey he meets this elven queen. Her name's Galadriel, and she's chatting to him and saying, do you know what, actually, even the smallest person can change the world. And it got me thinking a little bit about, what's written here in chapter 28, and how actually it's not the person that's the strongest or the fiercest or any of that stuff. It's actually the person who has the most faith, the most faithful is kind of where it's all happening, in that obedience, that faithful obedience. And it says down here that God's blessings, that they are for everybody, aren't they? And these are the sort of things you've got to do. Love your neighbour, isn't it? What Jesus spoke about in one of the Gospels. And it's about loving the Lord your God and leaning into his strength, because we aren't able to do these things and survive in this darkness that sometimes encapsulates our lives alone. And so we've got to walk with Jesus, about having a relationship with him. And that's what I really see, that in this kind of counter-cultural message that we kind of see around us, it is being counter-cultural, isn't it? That's kind of where I'm going with that kind of just going into God. It's like this, it seems like a smaller thing, but it gives way more life, way more light. But because there's so much other stuff that can distract us, all these other gods that we might place higher than him. And so our choices do matter, don't they? I think that's kind of part of the takeaway that I found. So I just wanted to encourage you that, even though there is all these things that are happening around the world, in our own homes and our own lives, that actually there is one source of life, and that it brings peace, brings joy, brings all of the goodness and great things that Jesus spoke about. And so I just wanted to encourage you today, maybe when you're praying, maybe just try and lean into that a little bit. Like, what are the things that are drawing you away from God, and the choices that you could be making to draw closer to him? So thank you for this morning. I'll catch you tomorrow.